The truth has finally leaked as we have multiple shocking new Lakers updates to go over today. And following what was a disastrous game last night against the Timberwolves, we have some new reports that have dropped revealing that things are a lot worse and a lot more interesting than a lot of fans initially thought. We're going to break that down and discuss what this means going forward as folks, the truth has been revealed. But before we get into it, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, about 90% of you who are watching right now aren't subscribed. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Your guys' support has been unbelievable. If you want to help us towards our big goal of 20,000 subscribers, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. So thank you guys for your continued support. But let's dive right into it. There's a lot to go over today. Now, obviously, the Lakers are coming off of a disastrous game against the Timberwolves, a game where Luka Doncic was sick. LeBron James had a very good game. But JJ Redick came out after the game and revealed some very interesting details as it pertains to both Luka's illness and a bunch of other things as well. And we have a ton to go over. And I want to start with some more details on Luka Doncic's illness before we dive into a very interesting thing about LeBron James that you're going to want to stay tuned for. Let's start with this. JJ Redick said that Luka Doncic was vomiting all day and is really under the weather. And of course, we also have Dorian Finney-Smith at the bottom there saying Lakers are giving up too many blow-bys and need to do a better job of staying in front of the ball. He added they didn't have a sense of urgency like the Timberwolves did. Now, we know that Luka Doncic was sick, right? Luka Doncic has been sick for a while now, over the past few days. And I just give you a sneak peek to something that read on LeBron. But in order for Luka Doncic to be 100% healthy, he's probably just going to need time. And the unfortunate reality is the Lakers don't have a lot of time. He was vomiting all day and is really under the weather. And basically, he came on to say, and LeBron came out to say that his illness was definitely a big blow for our team, given his importance. And we'll dive back into that in a minute. So it all kind of flows here. We also, like I just kind of give you a sneak peek on, JJ Redick confirms that LeBron James has been injured. He's moving better. He's getting healthier by the day. Typically, it's a week to 2 week injury. It's been 2 weeks tonight since the Houston game. So in a turn of events here, JJ Redick confirmed that Luka Doncic was sick, but he also confirmed that LeBron James has been dealing with an injury. Now, if you've been following the Lakers closely, we kind of know that there was something maybe going on. But the truth has finally been revealed about LeBron James. He is not 100% healthy, and I don't think JJ Redick would have said this publicly unless he was close, unless he was significantly injured. Now, I'm not saying an injury that's going to keep him out for any period of time or anything like that. And it's been 2 weeks since he got injured in the supposed Houston game. We covered that, all these different things. But to hear now, after a Game 3 loss, you're down 2-1, you're still on the road, it is not ideal. And we were trying to figure out if he actually was still injured, all these different things. Now, if we go back to, of course, prior to the postseason starting, there was a lot of rumblings about when LeBron James was asked, "Hey, are you healthy?" And he said, "I'm okay." Like he said, "I'll be good to go for the game." Now, fast forward a couple of weeks, and it has been confirmed that he is injured. So I read into that, a little bit heavy prior to the postseason. I said there's a good chance that he is injured. Ladies and gentlemen, he is not 100%, and this is not ideal by any sort of the imagination. Now, again, at this point of the season, at his age, all these different things, no matter how good you are at maintaining your body, it was a very, very, everyone's going to be hurt at some point during the playoffs, especially given the fact that, hey, we're at the juncture now where you're not really, no one's fully healthy come playoff time. But to hear that he's actually been injured, LeBron James, that is, it is not an ideal scenario by any means. And it's not something that you want to, necessarily toy around with. But LeBron James is 40 years old. He's going to play through this, and he needs to play through, if the Lakers want to have a chance to really go far here. But to hear that he's injured is a little bit concerning. I want you guys to let me know down below. Can you tell he's injured on the floor? He looked pretty good to me. We saw him hit a ton of threes. We saw him, bang a bunch of transition threes. He had a fantastic game yesterday, minus that one little transition catch from Luka Doncic where he just dropped the ball. But I'll digress a little bit. It is not ideal. Now, you pair that with the fact that, again, some more details here. JJ Redick said that Luka Doncic hasn't been feeling well for 24 hours. He doesn't think Doncic slept much last night. He was throwing up all afternoon going into the game, and Redick isn't sure what caused the halftime delay to cause him to not start the second half. So this is just a disastrous scenario. You have LeBron James being injured. You have Luka Doncic. And the good news is, an illness isn't going to be something that, depending on the severity of it, it's going to keep him out for, multiple series. But the Lakers play again in a couple days here, and if they aren't able, if Luka's not healthy, and if this bug doesn't go away fast, I'm sure they're pumping him with antibiotics, everything they can to get him healthy. If this doesn't go away fast, they're in trouble. We have Luka dealing with an illness. You have LeBron dealing with an injury. You have Jackson Hayes, your starting center, who can't rim protect. Like, things have taken a pretty bad turn here. They've taken a turn for the worse. And again, he's been vomiting all day. And Dorian Finney-Smith admits that the Lakers give up too many blow-bys. It was true. The defense was bad. And you can blame Luka Doncic all you want for his poor defense, right? He was sick. There's an argument to be made that maybe they should have kept him off the floor, but you're going to play your star players in the playoffs if he says he's good to go. And LeBron James, again, he doubled down, saying it was definitely a big blow for our team, given his importance. You just have to hope now that Luka Doncic is going to be okay come game 4, because if Luka's out, you're dealing with LeBron James's injury, which we kind of knew about, but not really. Like, again, we think back to the video I made prior to the postseason. There was an article that dropped saying LeBron's not 100%. It's because he said, yeah, I'm available game 1. That's all he said. He didn't give any more details. He has been dealing with an injury, and not ideal by any means, and really not the exact thing you want to hear if you're a Lakers fan at this point, being down 2-1. But a few more updates here before we wrap up. Now, I want to dive into a few different things. Yesterday was the 100th time LeBron James had a 20-point half in a playoff game. It's a 290th career playoff game, the most in NBA history. He's never missed a playoff game since he first made the postseason with Cleveland in 2006. Now, this dives into it. I don't think LeBron James is going to miss any games due to this injury. It just goes to show that he's dealing with something. Something is nagging him. And it's at the point now where the Lakers aren't in a I mean, I think they're still in a fine spot. I think they can take care of business if they just limit their turnovers, especially, and they're, increase their paint defense, which is hard to do with the personnel you have, specifically Jackson Hayes and, no backup center. But LeBron doesn't miss playoff games. And because of that, he's not going to miss any more. I can't imagine. He hasn't missed one in almost, 2 decades. So it's going to be interesting. You'll see this here from Trevor Lane. Lakers could really use some normalcy in the offensive end tonight. So far in the 2 playoff games, they rank 14th of 16th of playoff teams in field goal percentage, and the worst in three-point percentage at 30%, and they are 11th in free throw attempts at 18 a game. They need their offense to step up. You need Luka Doncic to get healthy, and if they're not going to be able to be healthy, you need to pick up each other, and you need guys like Gosse and Reaves to step up. And he spoke in the mood in the locker room. Mood's good. We see the spots we had to be better and to win games, which is very clearly limiting turnovers. It's been disastrous. Unforced turnovers especially, but turnovers in general. Limiting the, it is I'm sure, Hunter covered it in the postgame yesterday. Limiting transition, limiting their three-pointers. Like, it's all bad. It hasn't been good. You can see this here. 6 of the 16 turnovers were completely unforced. They dribble off their own foot, tripped over their own feet. They need to fix this. You clean that up. You get, hopefully, Luka Doncic a couple days of rest, get him back in action, and hopefully this LeBron James injury isn't something worse, because it's at the point now where this was things took a bit of a turn here, and it's not ideal if you're a Los Angeles Lakers fan. But that'll wrap it up. Let us know down below what your thoughts are on this. A ton of different updates coming out, a ton of different news. We're going to keep you up to date with all the latest news, and hopefully the Lakers can take care of business in Game 3 despite all these other external factors working against them. Game 4, that is.